Good morning, everyone. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd of June, and I thought I would go ahead and give you a quick update after my trip. The big story this week is Japanese beetles. My grapes were nearly destroyed by Japanese beetles, so 2 days after I got back, I was just doing nothing but trying to kill them. As you can tell by some of this damage, they were eating the grapes, or the grape leaves, and also basil, some beans, so anyway, it's been kind of a chore. If anybody has any suggestions on how to keep those things away, I'm all ears. I did use pesticides and everything on them, and I actually had to spray the whole garden because they were on everything. And then I put out 2 traps, so and it's working so far. But anybody has any suggestions on anything else I can do, I'd appreciate it. First of all, talk about the cucumbers real quick. They're doing real nice. They weren't growing as fast as I thought they would be, but it turns out I was watering them, or I was having them watered in the morning, and most of the water was evaporating, and so I started watering in the evening, and I've had a lot more success. So hopefully that helps people if they're needing to help their cucumbers start growing a little better. These 3 here on the end are the more the viney type of variety, where they'll go way up the trellis. And if you'll notice, that's the same ones I planted, or the same day, and those things are going crazy. So at the bottom of this bucket, they're doing really well, and then the ones in the ground are not doing so great, but they're just now starting to take off. So hopefully they'll catch up. These are cantaloupes here, and they're doing great. I've been watering them at night too, and just trying to keep the water off the leaves, just like the cucumbers, and they're doing better. But they've grown about 2 or 3 times bigger than what they were when I was here before. Same with these over here, basically the same thing, but they're doing quite nicely, so I'm happy. This is the watermelon. I've got two watermelon plants in there, and as you can tell, I've got lots of stuff going on here. There's tons of activity there, and lots of blooms on this leader too, and on this one. So pretty happy. Here's zucchini. Now the zucchini has really taken off. There's that one, and there's this one, and I've got my first zucchini right there. Oops, can you see it right there? Okay. But there's lots of things going on. They were a little yellow, and so I had to put these bricks underneath here like this for drainage, because we were getting lots and lots of rain, and I think that they were just getting too much water. So they're starting to get a little more green now, so I'm pretty happy about that. Same thing about the yellow straight neck squash. This one is the biggest one I've got. My goodness, that thing's really gotten big. A lot of things going on down there. It's so busy I can't even tell you, but anyway, trust me, it's going well. Its little brother here I planted a week later, so there's still lots of blooms going on this, but it's just not getting as big. But the reason why is it's a week behind, so hopefully by next week it'll look like that. But as you can tell, I went ahead and put this the bricks under everything just to keep the drainage situation under control. This is the butternut squash. It's starting to do well. Kind of concerned with it at first, but it's really started to do well, so I'm pretty happy. It's starting to vine out nicely. This is the okra. It's growing tall. Everything is good. That was the carrot experiment. It didn't work, so I'm probably going to do something else there. Here's the beans. You'll see a little damage on them, not much. I actually got them killed off, these beetles, before it took off and killed most of them, but once I got them off of the grapes, they started attacking beans and everything else. So, but it's looking fine, so I'm pretty happy. Peppers. This pepper here, as you can tell, got pretty damaged by the beetles, but it's still producing, or starting to produce, some peppers. So, and that's a Cubanelle, so it's doing okay. I think I saved it. This is a yellow bell, and got one right there coming out. Green pepper didn't have much going on it. I don't know why, whether it's not getting enough sun or whatever, but I think it'll be fine. Cauliflower seedlings, they're up, and they're probably going to be transplanted sometime this week. I'm going to wait till they grow about another inch, and I'm going to put them in what used to be a carrot container. There's lettuce, which is amazing because it's still doing well, and it's been 95 every day. There's radishes, and that's doing fine too. So I just keep them watered, and they're doing okay. I'm going through this quickly because I don't want to run out of time. These two tomato plants. This is a big boy. It's got its first few blooms on the top. I put these in about a week or 10 days after my first, so they're behind, but it's doing fine. This one actually is doing very well. It's a Sweet 100. We've got tomatoes already coming out here. Got another cluster up there, and got another cluster down here, so it's really doing quite nicely, and pretty happy. Some more peppers. These are the jalapenos, so we got jalapenos. Wow, that's neat. Anyway, so the jalapeno plant's doing well. This sweet banana pepper, however, it's doing okay, but it keeps growing into the bottom of this bucket, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. These are red bells. And this one's got a bloom on it, or a couple of blooms, and it's doing okay. This one actually has a pepper on it, and several more coming in behind it. So I'm pretty happy there. Now for the tomatoes. This is the Goliath variety. Obviously, these have done well since I was gone. We've got two coming in there. Got three more that are coming in right in front of it. They're smaller, but it's doing very nicely, as you can tell. Here's another one. This is another Goliath. Got a big tomato there, and several more here by it. And then we've got another cluster started on the top, so it's doing nicely also. This is the Big Beef, or Beef Master. As you can recall from the last video, I didn't have any on this plant yet, but now I do. So there's two. One pretty good size tomato, and oh, and then there's some more coming. Some more. There it is, right there. Another cluster starting on the top there. So dill still doing nicely. The biggest, or the most growth I've had, is this Roma grape tomato. As you can tell, it's really starting to produce fruit. Got lots right there. Got another group right there. Got another group right there, and another cluster right there, and it's quite long, so it's doing very well. Pretty happy. These are some more cantaloupe seedlings. I kind of overplanted just to make sure I had enough. Probably going to go ahead and put them in some sort of container somewhere and grow them vertically. It's just like I'm doing the other ones. Maybe grow them out of a bucket this time. Cilantro, keep harvesting it about every other day or so, but it's still doing well. This is the Husky Cherry Red. Let me get around here. Husky Cherry Red's doing quite nicely. There's a nice tomato there. Cluster out on the end, and we've got another tomato underneath there, right there, and then it's growing in behind, and we've got tomatoes back there, so, and then a cluster on the top, so it's really starting to take off. This is the Better Bush, and it's not a very big plant, but it's got big fruit, so we're in good shape here. Just a small plant, large fruit, good thing. Here is the basil. It was that the beetles were eating on. This one and that one, you can tell the difference in size. This one I had to cut back quite a bit, but it's coming back, and I treated it with pesticide. Obviously we're going to have to wash a lot of it in order to eat any of this stuff, but at least the beetles are gone. So anyway, there's those cucumbers again. One last thing, real quickly, is raspberries are down here, and the beetles attacked them too, as you can tell at the bottom. But I got them off, and same over here, you know, on this one. So, you know, trying to keep those beetles away. Anyway, and then finally, I have the strawberries, and as you can tell, there's leaders going everywhere. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of planting the little leaders as they go along, just digging a little hole, put water on them, and they're just sprawling like crazy. So, even got another bloom, and it's been 95 degrees. Pretty happy. Anyway, there's your update for this week. I appreciate everybody's comments and suggestions. But this week, if anybody has anything to say about those beetles, I'm all ears. Until next week, see ya.